Alright, so recording is started. Let me take a screenshot of some questions. Alright, so first one from Michael. And you can set up your own Michael, like ns1.yourdomainname.com. You just use the IP that the site's on. I think that's what you're asking. If not, let me know. Alright, from Chris. Yeah, I mean, it depends what the anchor text is. I mean, like, what the links are, like what kind of where they're from, if they're like natural type of links. Like, are they from normal websites? Are they from, if they're from like directories and stuff like that? I wouldn't really like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, it just depends, but it doesn't mean I wouldn't get it. But that is a lot, and it also depends how many links it has. If it has 100 links and 95 of them are the same exact thing, that's kind of a bad sign. So it depends on the quality of the links and how many links it has. And from Tom, I don't honestly, Tom. I don't know the technical stuff. I just use them the way I show. I've had no problem with it. I don't know what you're asking about. But remember also, using their name servers is fine. I mean, I wouldn't like keep using them and using them if you have tons of network sites. But so many people use Host9 that those name servers are used for every single account. The same name servers. It's not somewhere else where they keep changing them up. Like ASO hosting, you'll get like ns61 dot whatever their thing is .com. Then for another account, you might get ns23. So they use ns1, 2, and 3 .speedy DNS on every single account. So those DNS are so much more common that you kind of blend in. But again, I wouldn't keep using them over and over and over and over again if you have like tons and tons and tons of sites like I do. But yeah, I mean, I just set up private name servers with them, Tom, where I just set up the name servers like I would anything else, the private name servers. Or you can use A records. I mean, you can put the IP in as an A record. If you're looking to join the Facebook group, you got to message me on Facebook. The directions are in your or on the homepage of your members there. A lot of people post on my Facebook wall. I didn't even look at my wall. So if you post on my wall, I rarely look at my own wall. So let me get some new questions here. And also, the thing about posting on my wall is that people can see your receipt and email and then try to message me using the same thing, and so that's why I don't do the wall thing, except in rare occasions. Alright, so I got your first question from Philip. I mean, Google Keyword Planner just came, so I doubt it'll go away. So I wouldn't worry about that, Philip. Personally, I only buy at auction, Ken. Auction and pre-release, which is pretty much an auction. So yeah, I mean those two are the two I stick to. Just because those were the best domains come from. I'm sure you can do it. People do other stuff, and they pick out some decent domains. I'm sure. And you're talking about totally expired domains, Rich. I haven't done it in a while, just because again I'm looking for higher quality sites. But I'm sure because expired domains are usually the ones that go through auction and no one buys them. So I'm sure there are some good ones that slip through, but for the most part, I stick with auction. And you're gonna have more trouble trying to find better domains in the expired domain section. Yeah, we tried to switch it up, Phil. Whoops. I don't know why they would tell you that, Michael. I've done it, and I do it. I mean, it's just like any other service. I don't know why. That's weird. People are having trouble with that. I mean, you set up the name servers in the cPanel. Um, you set up the name servers with your domain, whoever you have your domain with, to the IP, and then you just set the name servers. I mean, I haven't done it in a while with Host 9, so I don't know if something changed. But I'll look into it. Yeah, Moz has been picking up PBN links. Been trying to figure it out. So link privacy didn't work either, Dave. It seems they are. Moz is doing something where they're getting through. Even though if we're blocking the IP range, the bot, we don't know what they're doing yet, but some of them are getting through for Moz, which is funny because they talk about uh, privacy stuff and how they're all about privacy, yet they aren't sticking to their own rules where they're not obeying our sites. We're telling them we don't want your bot picking up our links, yet they're bypassing it. So, all right, Elizabeth. I mean, it depends on you, Elizabeth. I don't know the exact situation. But I mean, day job killer is a good way to go because it's easier to rank. I mean, affiliate products can be good too. Local, I mean, anything really, Elizabeth. I would just start with like easier keywords. Day job killer can be easy, and then long tail affiliate keywords. Again, local, a lot of local stuff's easy to rank. So I mean, really anything. Start with that. From Cheryl. What do you mean buy from an affiliate, Cheryl? I mean, yeah, any site can really be used as a money site, so the answer is most likely yes. But I don't know what you mean by buy from an affiliate. I guess if you mean buy from someone else, I mean, yeah, absolutely, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, and it looks like George is able to set up the host 9 thing. From Mike. Yeah, you have to. I would put up an article of your own. There don't have to be like great quality, Mike, but I wouldn't have like spelling and structure errors. And I would use unique content, but it doesn't have to be like really good content. I never use good content. As long as the spelling's correct, the sentence structure's correct, I don't worry about the quality at all. So, all right, let me go get another screenshot. From Ken. Not quite sure what you're asking. Can explain the ranking listings on Google. I mean, they're just like any other rankings, Ken. They just have a lot of power because they're popular places. And then we can build properties off them and kind of use that power they already have to rank on Google. I mean, they find them any other, just like they do anything else, Ken. And they actually find them easier because they're so high with authority. They're so popular. So, if you have a Facebook account, you just have a page on Facebook, all right? Whereas if you have a website, you own that website. All right, from Paul. No, there's no problem with that, Paul. But you always want to make sure that um, they don't already have like a ton of spammy links going to their sites, because that's usually a penalty. And in that case, I would just have them start a new site. But no, there's no problem with that at all. From Chris. Nah, I wouldn't worry about that, Chris. That's just, that's stuff you can't control. I've bought a lot of domains, I've never had that problem, so I wouldn't worry about that. From Wilson. Yeah, yeah, no problem with that at all. From Tom. I mean, I don't use the same IP, Tom. I use whatever IP the site's on. That's how I set them up from what I remember. I haven't done it in a while with Host 9, but yeah, I mean, I used whatever IP the site was on. From Pat. No, no, it doesn't have to be aged, Pat. I mean, it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't have to be. From Cheryl. No, I'll build PBNs for all my sites if I want to. So you don't. I mean, you can do that if you want. That's being extra careful, Cheryl. But you can build a PBN site. You can have a PBN site and use it for many of your sites if you want. From Rob. More links probably, Rob. Now I would need to see your anchor text ratio, but I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook, but videos, it seems the links from videos seem to be kicking in a lot later. Like, if you do a link, like if I hit a video with a bunch of links from my network or something, it won't move for like a month and a half, then all of a sudden it'll jump up real quick. A month and a half later, so. And if you have a network, Rob, I would hit it with blog network links. From Tom. They want to rank for Yanmar. Let me see. I wouldn't even try to rank for that. With that keyword, you got huge sites ranking. You got Wikipedia here, eBay. I mean, it would be possible getting here, but what's the point of that? There's more long tail keywords you can rank for a lot easier. They'll convert a lot better. So I would just tell them it's not worth it. And if they didn't like that, I would just, say, well, there's nothing. I mean, it's just not, like if they want to pay you to rank to try to rank for it, that's fine. But I would really push that to let them know that long tail keywords would be the better option, especially in this case. Because I mean, there's not really any point in spending so much resources trying to rank for something that's probably not going to hit the top of the first page. Hitting the bottom of the first page would be enough work. So. Alright, Ken, so an LSI is like, think of it as like a synonym. So let me bring up Notepad here. If you have, like Texas lawyers, oops, Texas lawyers, then LSI would be like lawyers in Texas. Okay? It stands for latent semantic indexing or something like that. But the simple term is kind of like a synonym. Even something like Texas lawyers can be considered LSI, or I'm sorry, Texas attorneys. It's early, or attorneys in Texas. So it's basically just stuff that's very similar to the keyword you're talking about. All right, LSI from Rich. No minimum, Rich. Remember, domain authority and page authority, they're just filtering stuff that we use to find good sites. So we're just using them to more filter. Like, we helps find us the good sites, and it gets rid. So we have less data to look at. Okay, but there's not really a minimum. Well, I mean, I guess there can be a minimum domain authority. I would say bare minimum is 15, and that's pretty low. I'm sure there's sites that are actually below that have decent. Because I mean, you can have one really good link, and the domain authority can be low, but it can still be worth it. So it's tough. But if I had to pick a number, I would say bare minimum would be 15. But page authority, that mixes with domain authority, so that's a little different. When you're looking at the links, but yeah, looking for bare minimum like overall domain authority of the site you're looking at, I would say 15. Although there's not really a minimum, it's all about the links. We should have that in our members area, Paul. If not, go to wordpress.org and do a search for it. You'll find it there. But you actually got to go to wordpress.org because it's not in the, like, if you try to find it from a website, you go to add plugin or search plugins from your WordPress, your inner WordPress thing, you're not going to find it in there. You have to go to wordpress.org and do a search for it on their actual website and then download it. But I thought we had that in our members area. But a few people have asked about that, so I'll see if we don't have it in there. From Wilson. Whatever you want, Wilson, doesn't matter. Whatever makes sense to be there. For your money sites, you obviously want good content because that you need to convert. So you just want whatever content makes sense. For some sites it may be an opt-in, kind of like a squeeze page where it's just a little bit of content and an opt-in form. For some sites it might be a whole bunch of content. Maybe it's like the investing niche, and a lot of people who are going to make investments, they want to read about what you're about, and they want to know, you know what you're talking about. So that would probably entail a lot more content. So it depends on what you're trying to do, or what niche it's in, and all that stuff. But just have something appear that makes sense to appear. All right. From Cheryl. Yeah. Just you can just go by privacy, Cheryl, and it will, block that. From Ken. I just get it in the channel URL, Ken. So just I think my channel, one of my channels, excuse me. Whoops. Is Me Love Money? Is that my channel? Yeah, so that will send them to my YouTube channel. Alright, just youtube.com/username will send them to my channel. And then if you want to send them to a specific video, um, these are stuff I comment on. Where's one of my videos? Alright, here's one of my videos. You would send them to this URL. Alright, so I'll just send them right here. And then if I wanted to go to my channel, again, you would just chat youtube.com/channel name, which is Me Love Money. From Tom. I never even check Tom really anymore because if it has good links, it's most likely going to be indexed. So I don't really even check that. And also, when I do my filters for Register Compass, I make sure I put at least one page is showing in Google. So that means it is indexed anyways. Alright, so the combination of that, if a page is indexed, the site's indexed, and then of course if it has good links, that's just another good sign. So, but I can actually show. I think I go over this in my videos. You go do your search. Just put above 0 right here. It says Google index greater than 0. That means at least one page is indexed. And that will only bring back sites that are indexed. But yeah, Tom, another way you can do it is, like you said, you can just do site and then sitename.com, and if that site's indexed, it will show up. Alright, so the sitename.com is an actual site because it's showing stuff. If we did something like, a bunch of random crap, no sir, if there's nothing like this, did not match any documents, then it's not indexed. Alright, like omgmachines.com is indexed, so this will show up. Alright, so that's the difference. For Philip. Cool, so Philip says that this has been talked about in the beginner group, Tom, or Michael. So if you want to message Michael on Facebook and ask to be put in the beginners group, looks like they've covered it in there. Or you can bring it up in the regular Facebook group. I'm sure people know in there. But yeah, I mean, I remember doing it a lot, so I know it can be done. From Paul. Nah, not necessarily, Paul. I mean, I just look for similar keywords. You know what I mean? Like, for beginners especially, you want to start with longer tail stuff, okay? So if you're a beginner, you don't want to try to rank for stuff like weight loss, okay? You want to target more specific stuff, like maybe weight loss for women over 40, all right? Because this is going to be a lot easier to rank for, and it's targeted. You know exactly who's going to be coming to your site. It's going to be women who are over 40, and again, you know what they're looking to do, okay? So you can give them what they want. Then from there, I would just search for stuff that was similar. So maybe losing weight for women over 40, how to lose weight over 40, stuff like that. And you can also go to Google. Of course, you can use the keyword planner, but you can also type your term in, your main term. Like I could copy this, put it in, and then see what the suggestions are down bottom. What similar searches are people making? Okay, weight loss pills for women over 40. Weight loss supplements for women over 40. Weight loss for women over 40 diet plan. Amber and weight loss for women over 40. Hormonal weight loss for women over 40. So all this stuff you can get really good ideas from stuff like that. All right, so that's kind of how I do my keyword research. I look down here, then you can type this stuff in, see what suggestions it gives you, and of course you can use the Google Keyword Planner to get any more ideas. From Ken. I mean, an authority site is a money site, Ken. It's usually an authority site just like a huge, powerful site. You know, money site, of course, is a place you make money. Um, Facebook and YouTube, they can actually be money sites, or money pages, I should say, would be the correct term. But most of the time, we kind of just use them as supplements. Well, no, I shouldn't say that actually. Like, cause if let's go to Google and type in Nashville SEO. Oh, and by the way, I gotta leave by 9:45, so we can go until then if questions keep coming in. So if we type in Nashville SEO, we got our website here, okay? And we own this website. Then we got a YouTube video here, all right? So this is serving to help rank Nashville SEO a little bit, but it's like a property. You know, it's one of our properties that we're ranking. If someone clicks on it, we have our information here. You can call Mike at this number. So it's helping generate leads, but at the same time, it's a property that we're also linking in Nashville SEO from. All right, same thing with the Facebook. The Facebook is the third listing, and there's Weebly, there's our Foursquare, there's our Yelp. These are all acting as properties that are helping us, kind of build our brand, generate more phone calls, and stuff like that. So, I mean, the major difference here is this is a page off Facebook, whereas NashvilleSEO.org is our website. And here's our phone number, Ken. Okay. So we use stuff like Facebook and YouTube to kind of help fill up that first page. And also we link to our website from it, which is helping us, build that presence. Edgar? There should be a way to get rid of the drop down, Edgar. I'm not great with, design stuff, but there should be a way to get rid of that. And that's probably a good question for the Facebook group. For Wilson. The most important thing, Wilson, would be anchor text ratios, and then where their links are coming from, like what types of links they got. Those are the two most important things. From Cheryl. Yeah, I would have to see exactly how that works, Cheryl. Um, I would most likely make my own site. Sounds like they're making the site for you. I would most likely make my own site, but I don't know exactly what they're doing, so it's hard to answer. All right, from Key. Yeah, I mean, just any one of those would be fine. Just it depends on niche and competition. But yeah, no problem with that. From Ken. Yeah, so I just kind of covered that, Ken. We kind of just went over that. But let me know if you have further questions about that, Connie. Good morning, Connie. I wouldn't link out from your money site, Connie, because you don't really want to tie money sites together most of the time. I mean, you can, but I would be careful doing that. If you have like one money site you want to do it from, but then you might be using your other PBNs to link to the other money site, which can kind of create like a big like circle of linking, which they don't like. So just be careful linking from your money site. From Edgar. I mean, I wouldn't worry about that too much, Edgar. That's more like a stickler, kind of so to speak, where you're just being extra careful. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. If you have a ton of sites like me, it's more something more to worry about. But 7 sites, I wouldn't worry about that. Wilson, I do have moniker. They're a pain in the butt sometimes. Yeah, I don't know, Wilson. Some of the places that Snap pushes to is really hard to navigate. Some of those domain registrars, like some of those I just use to set up the normal name servers. Like whatever name server I have with the hosting. So if it's host 9, I'll just use ns1.speeddns.net, ns2, ns3. So I won't try to set up private name servers or A records because it's so confusing in the darn domain registrar on how to do all that stuff. That for those types of accounts, I'll just use the normal name servers, just to save myself time. For Tony, I don't know what a capture page is, Tony, but as long as it's set up to make money, sure. Paul, nope, doesn't matter if it's a new domain. NashvilleSEO.org was a new domain when we started with that, Paul. Wilson, I've never spammed a Google Plus, I don't think, but I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, it is connected to Google. I mean, there shouldn't be a problem with it because it's an authority site, but I've never done it. I don't know. I'll have to ask Jimmy about that if he's ever done that. Because I don't know why we never linked to Google Plus, but I don't think we have. From Elizabeth. No, I think with I'm pretty sure day job killer refers to like launch jacking, which is where you unless I'm getting things confused myself, which is where you rank for product names. When a product is coming out, you rank for that product name ahead of time, and then you kind of steal the traffic that they from that launch that's coming up. But I mean, you also can use, of course, My City SEO to rank and show customers, and also have customers come to you. If someone types in Nashville SEO, they see us ranking for everything, so they give us a call. They're looking for SEO, and we show them ahead of time that we know what we're doing. We kind of give them that proof ahead of time, and then they call us. So we kind of have everything in place. Very rarely, Rob. That's kind of the beauty of this is once you have a site that you've worked on, you've set up the content, you get your PBNs going to it and it's ranking, you can just leave it. Like I literally haven't touched KLKS in probably a month, and it continues to make a lot of money. So that's the beauty of affiliate marketing, opposed to working with clients and stuff. Then of course, client stuff is a lot easier to rank for usually, which is the up to that. But affiliate stuff, if you get it working, if you can convert and all that stuff, and then start ranking, it can kind of be like an autopilot income. So from Wilson, um, I mean, I would ask in the Facebook group maybe Wilson, but I'll just kind of order articles from places like iWriter, stuff like that. I'll have to get the website ranked and then kind of bring on a partner or hire someone to do the conversion because I'm not good with that. So usually I'll get like a decent article up from iWriter, something that's good content. I'll put it in there, and then once it's ranking, I'll then have like a conversion person come in. So you can probably find that on the Facebook group if you're not good at conversion like me or English. From Philip. Yeah, I just did a video on this, Philip. Look in your news section in the last week or two. There was news about a couple videos I just did, and I cover this exact thing in great detail. But yeah, you can cover multiple topics. From Pat. You can use that filter, Pat, but it's just gonna give you more data to look through, and a lot of that data is gonna be bad domains. So, I mean, it's up to you. But I mean, you can find good domains in there. They're just a lot harder to find. They're actually expired. From Wilson. Russell Wright and Sue's plugin, Wilson. And they are in the Facebook group. From Ken. Yeah, Link Juice Keeper, if there's an old site and you get this site that has all this links going to it, all the old pages aren't going to be there anymore. So if I have sitename.com/page, any links going to that page will be redirected to the home page. It redirects non-existing links going to non-existing pages to the home page. From Michelle. A money site is just it's a site where you're trying to make money, Michelle. So it's kind of like your core. But I mean, YouTube, Facebook, and all that, they can kind of be considered money sites as well, or money pages, if they're helping you make money. You know what I mean? So, I mean, a money site's usually like your main thing that's making you your money, and you're linking to it from your YouTube or Facebook and all that. Whereas YouTube and Facebook are kind of more like money pages, kind of like additional properties. I don't buy links, Michelle. I buy the PBNs, and then the PBNs link to my money sites or my social accounts like YouTube, Facebook. From Pat. Yes, and it looks like Link Juice Keeper is in the members area. Thank you, Pat. From George. And George gave that as well. Thank you. Take a new screenshot here. From Philip. Oh, cool. Thanks, Philip. And Philip was just saying that it is in there. Yeah, I was pretty sure we had it in there. From Rich. That is correct, Rich. Yep, absolutely. You already got started building your PBN. That's good. From Ted. Yeah, I keep a list of every post, Ted. I keep a spreadsheet where I'll do where I linked to, the date I linked, the anchor text I used, what PBN site I linked from, and then I'll have like a notes section for anything else. From Aurelio. Good morning. GardenCitySeeds.net. What I'll do is I'll go through this one, and then I'll go through your other one if we still got time at the end. What was that? SherbrookeWeb.com. And I'll go through this one if I get through all the questions. Alright, so we got, let me get this up here. So we got high domain authority, high page authority, which is good. Uh, the linking root domains is about what I would want to see for this. Maybe a little high, but it's pretty close, so that's good. Oh, well, first, let me tell you, this is a redirect, okay? So, you can see down here the URL redirected to a different site. So, these are actually not the links that we want to look at, because this is a totally different site. So, that's one thing you got to be careful of, and you can see that right here. And, of course, a different domain appears up here. So, you actually want to click on this link here, because we want to see what links are going to that site, alright? So this version only has one link, so we're not interested in that. So let's go to do the www version, and it will probably redirect again. So we want to be careful of that. Alright, so this one did not redirect. Alright. So this version is a domain authority 30, page authority 42, which is pretty good. The linking root domains match up pretty well, as in, like, this is about how many we'd want to see for domain authority 30, maybe a little bit high, which tells me the link quality may be a little low, but it could be alright. Could be some good links. I really like this link because, you know, it has high page authority, high domain authority, and also it has to do with what this, it seems to have to do with what this site's about. Garden City Seeds would be something like to do with, you know, like you know, Earth Green, whatever. And this top link is from Mother Earth News with high page authority, high domain authority, so that's a great sign. And it has branded anchor text. All right, so if we bring up this site, it's a PR3, high Alexa ranking, and then I want to see how many links are on this page. There's not a ton of links so far. It's kind of loading slow. Decent amount of links. But it's a good link because it's relevant, high Alexa ranking, PR3, which is pretty good. So that's a good link there. And the rest of these I'll kind of run through. And actually what I'll do is, to make this easier, I'll go by group by domain. Alright, so we had that one. We got a blogspot link there. Come on. Alright, so a blogspot link, which can be decent. Oh, we got an edu link there. I really like that. And it has decent page authority and high domain authority. That's good. You know, another relevant link. That's not like a great domain authority. Page authority is pretty good. Here's another good one because it's, you know, has to do with the sun, which has to do with the earth. Branded anchor text, pretty good page authority, high domain authority. You know, so this is looking really good. This is the type of stuff I'm looking for. Relevant link. When I say relevant natural links, this is what I'm talking about. We got a site that seems to be about the Earth. Okay, then we got links from high domain authority Earth sites. You know, a site about seems to be about the sun, which has to do with the Earth. An edu link. Those are always good. So this looks like a good site. This is like a natural linking portfolio. We got some high domain authority, high page authority, others with high domain authority, medium page authority, which is all good. So, you know, that's a good looking site. Alright, from Ken. Um, I mean, I'm not as good with that type of stuff, Ken, but I'm sure there is. I just can't think of any examples. Yeah, but I mean, you can pretty much promote anything on YouTube as long as it's allowed. From Pat. I don't even know anything about that, Pat. I haven't paid attention to that, so I'm not sure. From Ted. Um, I don't know if I've covered that yet, Ted. I can talk to David about possibly doing that. From Wilson. When you check the root domain, Wilson, it will show all the links, even going to the inner pages. So, alright, so let me go get a new screenshot here. From Janet. Whenever you do site name, you do it without www, Janet. Don't include the www in there, because that messes things up from what I believe. Just do whatever, it doesn't matter what's showing, just do sitename.com. Don't do the www in there. Alright, Aurelio. No, I mean, no file links definitely aren't bad, Aurelio. It's just, I don't really count them, so to speak. I'm not saying they don't help, but I personally just don't count them kind of towards, like, the power of the site. But they're not bad, necessarily. From Ted. I mean, you don't have to include every version, Ted. Just kind of when I mention it, I'll mix it up between some of them. But I won't go to where it's like unnatural. You know what I mean? So, for Michelle. No, you don't have to worry about getting them up quickly, Michelle. They're fine, just sitting there, and they're ready to use whenever. It's letting them sit there is no big deal. Wilson. I mean, you can do it whatever you want with them, Wilson. Um, the main thing is just getting up something, and then they're probably going to help you rank your money site a little bit, like you're talking about. But you can also rank them by linking to them. So, just depends what you're trying to do with them. From Janet. I don't use press releases much. I don't, but you definitely can, Janet. Definitely, 'cause press releases still rank well. So, and you can actually kind of use them like a Web 2.0 property, Janet. So that's a good point. From Michael. Most of the time I don't, Michael. It just depends on the situation. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. From Michael again. What's the easiest way? I wouldn't worry too much about social shares, Michael, but a lot of people in our group, they'll post, like, on the Facebook group, like, can you please like my page? That's a pretty easy way to do it. And then just, I would, if I needed, like, a bunch more, I would probably hire someone. Just say, go get a bunch of natural shares and stuff like that. But I wouldn't worry too much about the social stuff. I'm not saying it doesn't help, it's just links are a lot more important. Alright, from George. I don't understand your question, George. To use this best. I mean, your PBN is what links to your money site, George, so I don't know if you're getting that confused. But you can re-ask that in a different way. I don't know if you're getting your terminology mixed up or if I'm not understanding it. DNS stands for Domain Name Server. Elaine, don't worry about that. It's just kind of technical talk. Aurelio. Aurelio, I cover this in a new video I did in the last week or two. It's in your members area under the news section, so you can check that out. I go in very great depth on that topic. Yeah, absolutely, Pat. That's you're pushing more juice. You know what I mean? You're making it stronger. So absolutely, Rich. It's in the supremacy setup, Rich. With the supremacy section, setting up your PBN from Key. Yeah, sometimes these social sites, especially lately, it seems like the links sometimes kick in like a month or two later. So just give it some time, and it'll probably jump up later on. A perfect example of an authority site would be Facebook, a huge site. YouTube. Um, Even like Calcast.com is an authority site in a way because it's well known in that niche. Calcast.com, a lot of people who look for electronic cigarettes will see something about Calcast.com. Authority site is kind of just like a big site. All right, that's kind of the best way to describe it. Monica, you don't need not an EMD, Monica, which means your exact keyword. You can do like you can do a branded domain name if you want. Like you can do MonicaNiedbalski.com and go after SEO terms. It doesn't matter. Having that SEO term in the domain just could make it a little easier. Makes things a little more vulnerable with over optimization, but it can make things easier. But you don't have to take that route. You can also do a partial EMD like mycityseoservices.com. You can add another word in there, or mycityseofirm.com, something like that. From George. Me personally, I like .com and .org the best, and then .net, but all three of these are fine. I wouldn't go outside those three though. From Wilson. I don't really use the spammy ones, Wilson, so I can't say because I don't have testing data for that, so I'm not totally sure about that. I would be careful with it. From Janet. Yeah, you can absolutely do that, Janet. I mean, if you're talking about like ranking like an Amazon page, Amazon is a powerful site, so they're already passing on domain authority from Amazon.com to your Amazon page. So I mean, it's just like a YouTube video or a Facebook page where it's going to rank easier. All right, so you can definitely use them to direct to your Amazon page and help rank that Amazon page. Wilson. Yeah, yeah, and I talk all about that a lot, Wilson. If it's already penalized, it depends how many links it has. Like if you just use PBN links, you can go back and change the anchor text. Now, if you fired a whole bunch of links from something like like a spam tool, then that's you probably just want to move on. So it depends on the situation and how many links the site has. All right, from Michelle. No, wouldn't use YouTube and Facebook to promote the PBN. We're not trying to promote the PBN sites, Michelle. We're using the PBN sites to help rank everything else, anything that helps us. So it's actually the other way around where I would use the PBNs to rank Facebook or YouTube, if anything. The PBN is kind of just like the what's passing on the juice to what we want to rank. All right. From Wilson. I mean, too many referring domains. What I was talking about was when I was analyzing that site. If there's too many referring domains, like if we go back to here, let's pretend this was like 200 referring domains for 30 and 42. I've looked at some, you kind of get a picture of this with the more sites you look at, but I know that 200 would be too many for these numbers because with 200 referring domains, the domain authority, page authority should be more up towards like the 50s range, all right? So if you had 200 for something that's 30, that tells me we have a lot of low a lot of those 200 links or 200 domains would be low domain authority, and that's not what we're looking for. We want some higher domain authority in there. So that's what I was talking about there, where it correlates with what these numbers are with how many referring domains you have, how many root domains. And you kind of get a picture for that as you look at more domains, but that's what I was talking about, where this number kind of should match these numbers, and you get a picture for what should match what. Like authority should be in this range, maybe a little lower. I would like to see a little lower, but that's fine, so we do have some good stuff in here. But I'm guessing a lot of these other links are low domain authority down here. And they are. You know, we start getting 27, 12, 16, 7, which are really low. But that's okay because we have some high ones up here. Alright? But if it was like 200, then most of these would all be lower, like 23, 16, 12. Alright? And that's not what we want. We don't want a whole bunch of links from a whole bunch of low authority sites. Rich. I mean, that's okay if you can get different IPs rich. I mean, how many? There's no number. And I switch it up. You know, like for my PBNs, I'll switch up the hosting because I have so many. So it depends like how many sites you have and all that stuff. This toolbar, I think it's the Alexa toolbar, maybe. I'm not totally sure. This is an old computer, so I'm not positive. From Paul. I don't care if it's a redirect, Paul, as long as the site I'm looking at has links to it. Okay, so I don't care about the redirect. You know, if we went back, let's see, like here, all right, this is a redirect. I don't care that it's redirecting. I just want to make sure I'm not looking at the site it's redirecting to. Okay, so I don't care about this site. I want to see what's going here, or to the www version, because it's the same thing. If there's good links going here, I don't care if there's a redirect or not. It's all about what links are going to this site, not this one up here. So you just want to make sure you look at the links that is being redirected to. That the links to the site that you're looking at, not the site it's being redirected to. From George. Okay, thanks, George. From Aurelio. Well, I didn't look at the full site, Aurelio. Let me go forward. I didn't look all the way through here. I would need to analyze the links more. But from what I saw, like a quick estimate, maybe like 150. But again, I would need to look at the other links. But I would say the 150 range, something like that. From Wilson. Yeah, let me get through these questions, Wilson, and I'll come back to that if we got time. Elizabeth. Nope, no clash, Elizabeth. A lot of people have that question. Doesn't have to be relevant. You don't got to worry about that. Not still using UAW, Rob, now. Not at all. From Wilson. Yep, that's exactly right, Wilson. Yes, you do. And again, I do cover anchor text in really good detail in the sink or swim method. Exactly how I do that. Alright, I'll get this last screenshot here, and then I'll get to those two domains if we have time, because I gotta leave in about 10 minutes. Because we are at the hour mark, and I gotta be somewhere by 10. So let's see. Yeah, WebMD is an authority site, absolutely. Wikipedia is one of the best examples of an authority site. From Wilson. Um, in a way, Wilson, yeah. I mean, you can look at it that way. But you want to be careful about, and I cover this in that new video, like I mentioned a few times, it'll be in your news section. But I cover how you can link to, money sites from the same PBN, how you can set that up. But yeah, in a way, that's correct, Wilson. You just got to be careful with it. From Pat. A new site is a PBN. If it doesn't have links going to it, Pat, you're probably not going to get much juice out of it, or you won't get much juice out of it, I should say. From Michael. It can be recovered, Michael, but most of the time I just have them start a new site. The recovery process can be uh, pretty in depth. Jimmy Kelly, who's affiliated with us, does this stuff a lot. The Penguin recovery. He covered it at OMG Live, and people did take that information and recover client sites from it. But it is a process, and you gotta know what you're doing. So, me personally, I just tell them to start a new site. But I mean, if it's not an option, like you're saying, Michael, you can learn Penguin recovery. You can talk to Jimmy and see if he can, help you out there. But I mean, I think it's always an option because even if they got brandname.com, you can do something else like brandname.net, brandname.org, something like that. You can always do something else. From Pete. Yeah, 20 to 30 days fine, Pete. You can do quicker. You can link to social sites with pretty much anything with any speed, so don't worry too much about that. From Tim. Exactly right, Tim. Yeah, that's the best way to go. Before you start a project, if you don't know what you're doing, I would ask about it and then start it. Definitely. Alright, so let me try to look at these domains in the next 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get rolling. I already did one for you, so I'll do this one, and then I'll go back to this one if we got time. One thing is I like the name of it already, because I can tell it's like some type of organization, most likely. Now this is another redirect, so we want to be careful. We don't want to look at this version. We don't want to look at this because it's a totally different site. So we just want to click on this here, make sure it brings up the right site. So there's nothing to this version, so let's try the www version. And it redirects again. Okay, so we want to make sure again we click this one because we want to look at this site. We don't want to look at a different site. Alright, so this one, 2837, which is a little low, but that's fine. Nothing wrong with that because the 18 linking root domains, this matches up pretty well to this. This tells me if the domain authority and page authority is that high with just 18 referring domains, most likely this has pretty good links. Okay, and again, that's something you pick up. The more sites you look at, you can kind of correlate that with this number opposed to these two numbers. All right, but I can just look at this and say, okay, these links have a good chance of being good links. So we got 2 Wikipedia links, but they're no follow. Okay, I don't really like that link, so I don't blogger.ba. That's kind of like a social link. It's not bad, but I'm not like really excited about it. So we have a whole bunch of foreign anchor text, which can be hard to analyze. Domain authority, page authority isn't that great for this one. This is Blogspot, so that's not really that great. This is a regular site, but that's pretty low. That's from WordPress. So that can be a decent link there. Let's actually go see this. But so far, I'm not as excited as I was at first. Foreign links. There's nothing wrong with foreign links. They're just hard to analyze. But for me, so far, this isn't a site like I'm excited about. There's no really high domain authority, high page authority like we saw with the other one, and it's foreign links on top of that. Some foreign links at least. Yes, I'm not like super excited about this domain. Um, Now, of course, I'll go in and analyze links individually and look at the page rank of those links and all that stuff. But I'm not too excited about this site because there's not really any high page authority, high domain authority that are do follow that are not social sites like Blogspot. So, if I probably wouldn't use this as a money site, I would find something better. If anything, I would use this as a PBN. I think that was your question. So let's go look at this and then we'll get rolling here. I'll look at this one pretty quick. And just tell me, does going through these sites, like these examples, does this help you guys? And I'll check the question box when I'm done. Just let me know if it's helpful, like going through sites like this. Alright, so let's put in Sherbrooke Web. Alright, so yeah, it looks like helpful to everyone. That's good. Alright, so this version that's very low domain authority. So far I don't like it, but let's go check the www version. A lot of Facebook shares, that's good. But it looks like they're not natural because there's no tweets and no plus ones, but then there's 1,100 Facebook shares that they're probably unnatural. Alright, so what I see right here, we got low domain authority, low page authority. So I'm probably not going to be interested with it this low, especially I definitely wouldn't be interested. Me personally, but if you're someone else who's on a really low budget, it could work from these numbers because you only got 5 root domains. They could be 5 pretty good links, even though these are low, but that's pretty low. 10's pretty low. But let's go see what they are. Yeah, that doesn't excite me too much. These two could be decent. These two are so low, and this is a no file list. That's out. That's out anyways. But this one is very, very low page authority domain. I don't even look at these. But these two we can look at. But 2 good links, I doubt these are going to be good enough to make this site worth it. And right away here, no page rank. Alexa ranking's good. That's one good thing, but right away I see so many links on this page. And it's like all links, so really it throws this link out the window of being like a good link. It's a page with all links on it, no page rank to it. And that's not everything, but that does factor in. The only positive it's high Alexa, but that's there's not really any other links for this site except this one. And this is foreign. Alexa ranking's not that good. It's a page rank 3. Not a ton of links on the page. So I mean, this has one decent link, and it's only decent. It's not that great. So I mean, a site like this, for some people, it can be worth like paying $12 for, maybe. But this is a pretty weak site. All right, so I wouldn't. Me personally, I would definitely never touch this site because I go after more powerful sites. But even for your complete beginner, I would say this is a borderline site. Like, you can find sites better than this. It has one good link, one decent link, I should say, and that's this one here. All this other stuff is kind of crap. So, all right, guys, I got to get rolling. I got to be somewhere by 10. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this session. I'm gonna stop the recording now and get it in the bag, and I'll have David put it up. Let me answer these questions. Alright, yeah, it looks like that helped everyone. Everyone likes going through them, so cool. Alright, guys, next session is Monday night, Monday at 9:30 p.m. So it's actually like 12 hours, 13 hours later than what we did today. We're trying to switch it up a lot. Alright, everyone, I will see you on the next session. I'll get this recording up and get it over to David today. Talk to you all soon.